Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Monisi and my channel consists of a lot of DIYs, furniture makeovers. We like to thrift, we like decorating. I moved into our home a year ago, so we have a lot of videos on that. And we also like to bake and cook and craft. So if those topics interest you, feel free to watch my playlists on things that I've done in the past on this channel, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope to see you in future videos. It is spring. Technically, it's spring, but I live in the Midwest, so it's still kind of chilly. It feels a little bit like fall, the beginning of fall here, and sometimes it still feels like winter. If you live in the Midwest, you know what it's like, but I am in the spring spirit and I need to see flowers, and I'm just looking forward to putting this cold weather behind me and starting fresh. So today we're going to make a spring wreath, and I'm going to be using some dried flowers that I found at Hobby Lobby and just kind of making it colorful, whimsical as much as I can, because if you know me, you know I love whimsy. I love fairies, butterflies, flowers, color, all those types of things. So we're gonna try to make this super fun. I saw my dream wreath on Anthropologie's website, and I think it was like $153, and it was gorgeous. Honestly, if I had that money, I would totally spend it, but it's a bit much, and we're gonna try to work with what we have and make it fun for a little bit less money. So let's get started. I thought I'd share with you guys some of the things that I have purchased for this wreath. These wreaths at Hobby Lobby are pretty cheap. This one was $5.99 and they're pretty affordable. You can collect, and I love how this one still has a leaf. I hope it doesn't fall off because it's very flimsy. I also found these colors so pretty. I really gravitate towards the bright, like magentas, fuchsias, and just like pinks. I love pinks. And this was on sale for $7.99, so it's a little pricey, but it's so pretty. And then I also got these as little fillers. I think they had like the darker greens and stuff like that and lighter, but I feel like for this type of whimsy, I like this tone of green. I'm gonna probably cut each little piece like I usually do and just kind of add it where I think it looks best on the wreath until it looks good and full. Obviously you need moss. I love moss. So this is $5.99 and I love this. I needed butterflies. Obviously. So we got some cute little purple butterflies, and then I like how these have the two colors. This was the priciest thing that we purchased. This is $15.99 and they're dried flowers. I got 2 of them, but you can also dry your own flowers if you want to do that. I have never tried doing that, but I don't have a garden yet. Eventually, I really want to plant those straw flowers. I've heard that they dry perfectly, and eventually it would be awesome if I can dry those and then put them in a wreath one day. But yeah, so this one is $15.99 and it has these beautiful flowers. And then these are my favorite ones. These were $15.99 as well, and these are the colors. Also guys, we're working on the desk, my craft desk that I just refinished. So this is exciting, but also I have just decided to change my whole office again. I'm still kind of figuring out what to do. The thing about this table that I refinished is it is very big. And this room, it's kind of like the same situation I had when this was the guest room. We're running into some issues because this is so big and it takes up so much space. I'm thinking about bringing back the iconic, as someone named it, iconic blue desk. MJ, if you're watching, thank you for naming it the iconic blue desk. But I'm probably gonna bring that down and put this either downstairs when we finish the basement, and it can be like the hangout table to play cards and stuff when people come over, or it can be like the folding table next to the laundry. I'm still trying to figure out what to do, but when you have a house, this is kind of how it goes. You just kind of play around with your space and see where you think things will look better. So that's where we are at right now. The first thing I did was I started to take the greenery apart and kind of make it smaller so it's easy to work with. And then when I was done with that, I went on to the dried flowers, and then I kind of cut down the stems because they were pretty long, and it's just easier to work with when the stems are very small. I slowly started adding the moss onto the wreath, and I was kind of going for, I wanted it to look like winter going into spring, so like the dead branches and then the greenery coming out and then dried flowers and everything, and just the colors and all of that. So I was liking where this was going, and I was just admiring all of these dry flowers. This one is so pretty, and it kind of looks like, I don't know if it's a mum or a straw flower, but very cute. And I just slowly kept adding until I was liking where it was going, like I usually do with my crafts. I didn't really have like a huge plan. I just wanted some fun colors and spring. Okay, so far I got the moss and the flowers on, and now I'm just kind of adding these greenery around the wreath. I have this much left. I think it gives it a little bit more of something. And then I don't know how I'm gonna add these, but I think they're really cute. I might add some here along the sides and maybe in the middle, not sure yet, but I like the way it's looking. It's simple, but there's color, and I actually love the color of the moss. It's so pretty. And then the fun part was adding the butterflies. I didn't use all the butterflies. I used 3, and I think I had 5, but instead of actually cutting off the wire attached to it, I decided to make it look like it's floating and kind of flying over the wreath, and I thought it was so cute. Usually I cut it and glue it on to the wreath, but I'm glad I decided not to do that this time. I was super excited to hang this wreath on my green door I painted last year, but I think I spent a little over $70 with the supplies, so I like this way better than the Anthropologie dried flower wreath I would have purchased for $158 plus shipping. So I love the way this wreath turned out. It is very me and whimsical, colorful spring. I love it so much. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna probably be pulling hot glue strings out of this for the rest of my life, but I did use a lot, and I love that when I close the door the butterfly move like that as if they're flying. You guys are on a pineapple right now, but I need like a desktop stand for filming, but anyways, I thought I would share with you guys something that I've been struggling with, and then a supplement that's been helping me. This is not sponsored. There's no discount code yet. Hopefully I'll get one, but I have been faced with deciding something big with my job and kind of like starting up my dream job or letting go of what I have now, and slowly I've just had to make big decisions. And because of my health, I have not been sleeping very well recently, and it's just been a really big struggle because if you know, women need like 10 plus hours of sleep per night to function. They're not like men, they're different, but I have been struggling with this, and because of my lack of sleep, it's been affecting everything else. If you're a woman, you know. And so I used to take supplements from a company called Binto. This company was founded by a female nurse, Nurse Susie, and she focuses on reproductive health in women and just overall health. There's no fillers in the supplements, and they're vegan. I love them. Their supplements really helped me when I took them when I was living in Canada, and then I just couldn't afford it, so I stopped purchasing them, and I just stumbled upon something that they have called Glow Down. This is what that is. Binto's Glow Down. So it's a calming magnesium drink mix, and it helps restore your electrolyte levels, calm your mind, and prepare your body for sleep. If you know, magnesium does that, and it says designed by women's health providers for women. And so I've been taking this. You just put like there's a scooper inside, and before bed you just put a scoop of it in water. There's a little scooper here. It's making a mess, but it's like a berry flavor, and it's kind of fizzy, so it's not disgusting like some drinks are, and it really does calm me down. And I've taken it a few times, and it's helped me sleep a little better. And usually I take it around like 8 because I don't like to wake up kind of groggy, so I've been doing that, and it's been really helping. So if you are struggling with sleep, I definitely recommend this product, and I'll leave the link to their website down below. It's a little pricey, but it does last a while. So I just wanted to share that with any women who might be struggling with sleeping. We're going to be making raspberry almond puff pastry Danish, and you roll out the puff pastry. You buy it at the store made already, and you cut it into 2 rectangles, and then you score around the edges like I'm doing here on both sides, and brush it with milk and put it in the oven for 15 minutes, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. While you wait for the puff pastry, you want to put 1 egg into a bowl and whisk it, and then you add 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then a pinch of salt, and you mix that. And then you want 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of almond extract. You need the almond extract, it's so good. And then 8 ounces of cream cheese, room temperature. And then you slowly keep mixing until it's well incorporated, and it's okay if you have the chunks. Then you're gonna make your delicious raspberry filling. That is just raspberry jam. There's me singing and dancing like a crazy person. And I added real raspberries into the raspberry jam just because I really like having that fresh raspberry taste in it. And I definitely recommend doing this if you do not add the raspberry preserves. Once your puff pastry is out of the oven, you want to use a tool like this for cake or whatever you have to press down the middle part so that you can have kind of like a little room to add your cream cheese filling. And so you just spread it out evenly into that, and then you add your raspberry filling over top of it. I kind of just put it in the middle instead of completely over top of the cheese part like this. And then you add it into the oven for 15 more minutes under 400, and then you can make your icing. 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons of water, 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract, a pinch of salt. Now look how beautiful that is. And once it's a little
cooled off, you want to sprinkle on the icing over it and also add the almonds, sliced almonds over top of it if you want. If you just want to keep the icing, that's fine too, but I love almonds and I think it tastes so much better with that texture, that extra crunch.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have a spring wreath already out or if you're working on one, if you want to start working on one. I hope this kind of gives you some ideas of what you could do to make it a fun little whimsical spring wreath, and I hope that you try this dessert. I am super excited to feed this to my husband because he loves raspberries, and we are trying to get on a diet, but that's kind of been hard. We've both been a little stressed with life stuff, so sometimes it's nice to kind of have your little treat. So if you need one of those, I hope this recipe inspires you to try something new, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and feel free to comment down below, like this video. It really helps me when you comment, and share with someone you think would enjoy this content, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.